You said you started your entrepreneurial journey when you was only 13.
Every kid will have a dream at the age of 10, 11, 12, 13. I had a dream to buy a bicycle. Then I approached them and they bought it. That's where I decided it's very easy to sell to someone if you identify the right person. If I get an order for $500,000, $500,000 dirham, or $1 million, I must not show my hands. And I have to be with confidence. I have to quote, which I was not learned from the other organization. It's never a costly thing. They didn't do it on time. Now they have to pay for it.
Why you said it's a faster process?
We have the infrastructure for doing bulk scanning. One of the scanner that we use is Kodak 5860, which can scan 300,000 pages in 10-hour shift.
300,000 pages in a 10-hour shift.
Yes, well, that is one side. But our scanners are all double side. So average we can get 500,000 images with 2.5 to 300 box file content can be brought down to a 30 fields pouch. So what's the beauty? Today, if you're billing for 20 days of man days to go and do an audit in an organization, I guarantee or we guarantee you can finish the same thing in 5 days and you can bill the rest of the things to another customer.
You turned the cost center, that location which was stored in terms of paper, into a profit center.
There is nothing that is not possible. If you dream it, go and get it done.
Welcome to CA Unplugged, where we uncover the real stories behind professionals, entrepreneurs, and industry leaders. Today, we have someone who took the leap from a successful corporate career to entrepreneurship, who built a name for himself in the world of technology and innovation. He was born in Kerala, raised across multiple cities in India, and now making a mark in Dubai. He has worked in organizations like Tata Power, Syntec Softec, and Solution Middle East. He decided to take a leap of faith and co-founded Cube Innovation Technologies LLC in 2013, a document management solutions, automation, and business efficiency tool, having its way to handle the processes for all the corporates. Let me welcome with me on the studio is Seby. Hi Seby, how are you?
Hi Jake, how are you? I'm doing good.
I know it's a hectic schedule for you. You have been traveling a lot, but thank you for making time today and sitting with me on CA Unplugged.
Thank you. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Sebi, we were studying about you. I heard and mentioned in my introduction as well, you were born and raised in multiple parts of the world. My first question, because I have seen this and I want to understand from you, shifting schools from one school to another, okay, you don't make friends. Look, I spent 10 years in one city and those are still my school friends and they are still on my contact list and I still gel with them. How it happened with you when you were moving? You liked it, you did not like it. How was your journey as a childhood?
It's true. My dad was a bank officer. He gets transfer every 3 years. We have forcefully have to shift our places from one to the another, but that has given a lot of exposure to multiple cultures, meeting a lot of people, being in different states of India, and still the relationship, which still I believe is long-lasting relationship, and still I have a friend who has studied with me at first standard, because the latest social media have brought us together to search and find out, and even with any country, any state we were, still I have my own old friends still, at least not everybody, at least a couple of them are still in touch and we are maintaining that good relationship.
Wow. Are you saying that the social media, I remember before Facebook, there was something called Orkut.
Yes.
And that is where we started finding friends.
Yes.
Are you still in touch with someone who you studied at class 1?
Yes.
And then you changed school and still you are friends?
Yes. It was
Wow.
not during that time Orchid was there. It was during 90s. The Orchid was common. They started searching. We all started searching each other with the name, region, location, looking at the face, assuming that this is our old friend, checking online and saying, is it the same Sebi whom I studied with, and likewise we are got connected. And then now today it's so easy because WhatsApps are there, Facebooks are there, everything, all social medias are there where we can easily track more people.
Perfect. Tell me something. I know you for last 6 7 months, and first time when I met you, I found you very welcoming, uh, very approachable, and you have a lovely smile that I always tell you whenever I meet. Do you think that this moving cities and interacting with so many kind of cultures across actually helped you in terms of becoming so welcoming in nature, and that transformed, that something changed in you?
Yes, absolutely, yes, a lot, because interacting with multiple people, learning a lot of new things, languages, culture, and that gives a lot of confidence to talk. Because when we come back to Kerala, we don't talk much on those days in English. We only talk Malayalam. I still remember when we relocated from Bombay, Pune to Kerala till Coimbatore or Palakkad, we were talking in Marathi and Hindi. So people were laughing at it when we reached. And then dad and mom said, now I think you have to talk in Malayalam. But that those days, Malayalam was not something easy for me. But yes, studied in Salem, studied in Bangalore, worked in Bombay. So that all really helped a lot in my personal and professional career.
Career. You talked about your mother and father. Who all are others in your family? I mean, you have brothers, sisters.
Yeah, my dad and mom now in Kottayam, Kerala.
Mhm.
They retired and settled down over there. My brother works with Wipro and he's
Oh.
in New York. Sister-in-law and family all settled over there. I have that's my elder brother, myself and my family, Anu and kids, Rohan and Rihanna. We stay here in Dubai. And my younger sister and husband and family stays in Bombay.
So you are three siblings in together.
Yes, we are three.
Wow, you are a blessed person in that part.
Thank you.
Tell me about your early days. You were moving and you were shifting schools and every 3 years colleges. Where was your first job and what you did? I understand you did become
Yes.
Bachelor of Commerce. Why MCA? After that, you moved to MCA. Why MCA from Commerce?
I was in Bombay after my graduation. I went to the ICA office in Bombay. So they were saying during that time it was only 4% people they make them pass for the chartered accountants, and that year onwards they decided to make pass only 2%. Then I said I didn't want to take that chance. I wanted to do my MBA, but the trend in 1999 was not towards the MBA side, it was to the IT sector, and then I decided to do my MCA. That's why I moved to Salem to do my MCA from there.
Your father, you said, is a banker.
Yes.
What was his reaction when you said, okay, after doing my BCom, I want to do master in computer appliances? What was his reaction? How, whether he was forthcoming, whether he was like, no, you should stick to something in numbers. How exactly the family reacted, the big elder brother reacted?
Yeah, no, the elder brother was also doing his MCA during that time, and I knew that how well he will guide me when I take that course, even though I didn't have background of that, but still he helped me a lot, and then that helped me to be getting that MCA master's degree in MCA after my graduation.
After MCU, you did MBA as well.
Yes.
What motivated you? Are you a studious student? You love learning, you love um, taking new concepts, or it was a father, a strict father, who asked you to know you have to go about for your education? What was it? Whether a father did it or you loved learning and studying new things?
I love learning. I did my MCA, then I got my project internship with Tata Power in Bombay. I joined over there. I got as an intern. Then they absorbed me as a consultant over there as a developer. Then they put me into the QC department. That's the time I decided or understood that no, I don't want to sit inside office and do. I somewhere that entrepreneurial mind was there, which I wanted to utilize that. And then I resigned from Tata Power Bombay, and I wanted to do my MBA before I jump into the sales career. Then I thought, okay, if I'm moving out, resigning from a job, a good job from a Tata kind of company, I have to choose one of the best institutions. Then I decided to join Bangalore Christ College to do my MBA. This was during 2002, 2004.
Wow. I love that. I mean, You have been a student who loves studying. You have been a son who moved locations. Normally, people don't want to move locations, but because of the job, you moved, and still you got a job in Tata's, and you were doing really good. And then you talked about right now entrepreneurs. And when we were talking before the podcast started, I love something which were really intriguing, and I wanted to understand. You said you started your entrepreneur journey when you was only 13. 23rd you were doing articleship, or you were under as a trainee, and 13th you went into entrepreneurship. I want to know that story. In 13, what you did and why entrepreneurship?
Every kid will have a dream at the age of 10, 11, 12, 13. I had a dream to buy a bicycle. As my dad was a bank officer and having three kids, it was not easy for me to go and ask him, Dad, I need a bicycle. Now, then I thought, how can I earn some money to help him out on that? So I went to a shop, glass house, bought six pieces, bought araldite that time to fix these six pieces into one. We pour water for almost a week to do that testing, quality check, whether any leakage can come. It was not happening. Then I identified which neighbor I can go and ask to buy a fish tank. So then I approached them and they bought it. That's where I decided, oh, it's very easy to sell to someone if you identify the right person. And I got sold few and got some money. And then I contribute to my dad along with that. And we bought a bicycle.
Wow. Let me ask you a question on that point, and that was always a question in my head, and I always ask when I interact with people. Do you think leaders are born, entrepreneurs are born, or they are made? Seeing your story, I think they are born. When on 13th, when you are at the age of 13th, you started doing entrepreneurial journey. You wanted a bicycle, you went for it, and you did everything on the books to ensure that you are able to catch hold of it. So for you, you think yes, it's a born quality, or you think no, entrepreneurs can also be made through education?
Yeah.
What's your thought process?
It's both. Entrepreneurs are born like somewhere, everybody, I will say, as entrepreneur, everybody have some ideas. And at the same time, if we motivate and properly guide, we can build up more entrepreneurs in the market. And we do that in our organization. So we hire interns. So when I did my MBA, I did my internship with Gillette. I did my internship with Le Meridian, which give me more ideas, exposure on a corporate level. But if you look back, I didn't get that kind of guidance from so many people. That motivated me today to hire school students, plus two students, or even college going students to hire to our company and do internship program and guide them, including our entire staff members.
Wow. How does it feel? Or tell me a story where and you hired an intern because you are doing it for so long. What's the feeling when he's absorbed somewhere and he is upskilled now? He's somewhere general manager or some strong position sitting on. And when he comes to meet you, what's the feeling there? What's his feeling when he meets you? Just anything from your journey.
So many stories, and I'm really proud. Like we in Cube Innovators, we started our journey with interns itself, because that time we were not able to hire more salespeople. And today, out of 30 plus interns we have trained, more than 25 people are in touch with us. They see our progress. When they grown up, they got married. Every small functions, they at least send me a message, invitation card, and say, sir, if you can be part of it, we love it. And I've been attended couple of marriages of theirs as well.
You don't see a risk there when you work with the interns, when your company now is growing. Don't you think there's a risk which you are taking when interns are working instead of experienced? They could have brought more business in Cube.
It's not risk, it's a fact that they can give you more business than your experienced guy from our experience. Because an experienced person comes with that mindset, I know everything. But when you train an intern, he don't know anything. He follows what we say. And when somebody follows what you say from your 20 years of experience or 10 years of experience, and you guide him to do exactly what he is supposed to do it, you will see the success over there. Couple of our corporates clients over here was brought by interns. That's a success story for us. And I motivate, promote entrepreneurs over here as well to have more interns because they may not be in a position to hire more salespeople to their uh, organization because of so many constraints. So we recommend to hire more interns.
One more question, and that is heart to heart. Do you think your love for interns is because you did not get that opportunity when you were growing up? And I mean, though Tata Power and other entities gave you the opportunity, but still you felt that pinch, and that is why your love is towards having those interns in your organization?
Absolutely, yes. As I said, when I did my internship, I didn't had a proper guide, but today I can do that. It helps not only that candidate to grow, for us to give more training. We are open again, we are thinking again and again, which also helps us to grow as well. The more you train, the more you learn. And now we are getting older, but these interns are young generation. We can also get a lot of ideas from them. That's what the value add we are also getting it back.
I love the session so far. I did not like when you said you are getting older. No one will say you are more than 24. Let me, on that note, go on something which you started. And let me first take reactions. You did it because you wanted to do. At the age of 13, you told me you had that instinct for entrepreneurship. You were doing a good job. You had a corporate job working for you. You decided to move out, create a company, Cube Innovators. What was the reaction of your family, and especially your better half who is with you, who joined hands when you saw that yes, you are into a corporate job? What was their reaction, and how you pursued them that I want to do this?
Without her, I have not been reached at this level. Anu is always a backbone of Cube Innovators. It was a joint decision. I was working for a company over here, and we I brought this Converse document managements to the Middle East. Then I moved to Praxis to learn not to work with small and medium, to work with enterprise and corporates. Where if I get a order for $500,000, $500,000 or $1 million, I must not show my hands, and I have to be with confidence. I have to quote, which I was not learned from the other organization because we were targeting small and medium. At that stage, when I was working with Praxis, a lot of customers have approached, hey, Sebi, we took this solution because on what you promised and it's working fantastic. We need more help, etc. That's the time myself and Anu jointly took a decision. We need to help them because they trust and bought the solution. The other companies want to take up the product again to the Middle East. So that's where she took it as she started Cube Innovators Technologies jointly in 2013.
Wow.
And that was on February 14th on a Valentine's Day as a gift for her to start Cube Innovators.
Wow. Oh, you both are a kind and a blessed soul, because of your customers you decided to get into this journey. Let me ask you a question. When you did it for your clients, but this journey is not upscale always. There are times where you don't get clients, where you're not happy with how the business is performing. Any such story which you can remember after 2013 when you both plunged into this entrepreneurial journey that you faced and you realized that this was difficult, but it was worth it?
For every entrepreneur, that stage has to be overcome. And every entrepreneur might had faced because I didn't had any backup or we didn't had any backup when we started. We started with what we had and we had ups and downs. Downs were more during the initial few days and months, up even almost for 1 year, 2 year, we had it. We had staff member, and he's still with us today, and he knows the entire story. Yes, struggling to pay the salary, but that's fine. He was with us, and we overcome that. We changed the strategy, and that helped us to move to the next level in our organization. So we started with 2 members. Today we are 75 to 90 plus members globally.
75 plus members. And one thing which you said and which I believed because I heard it from my grandfather: to know a character of a man, look at his friend and an employee who is the oldest. And when you said that your oldest employee is still working with you, shows that you are a man of a character, a kind soul, which is taking everyone together. Talking about togetherness, you are also with BNI and very, very active. You recently invited me also to one of the BNI sessions. How do you do that? I mean, doing so much stuff. You already are running a company called Cube Innovators. BNI requires a time every week commitment, or at least you have to attend those meetings, and that too in the morning. How do you do that, CB?
Today, if I'm sitting in front of you and talking in front of a mic with confidence, is one of the reason is BNI, because BNI gives you confidence. In BNI, you are meeting entrepreneurs who are the CEOs of companies. We get opportunities to meet them, interact with them, so that gradually that fear of talking to a CEO or a chairman or a director is being taken out. Plus, BNI is a very structured platform for business networking. So there are a lot of things that you can implement it in your personal as well as professional life, which helped me to grow a lot. Yes, last week I've completed 10 years with BNI. Lot of connections, lot of friends across the globe. That really helps us to grow a lot.
Wow, super. I am getting in love with you for the journey you have done. Let me get into your product. We talk about document management solution, which is basically digitization. How, and you, we were talking about it and you told me something, and I want something for my audience as well to understand. What is the difference between digitization and a digitalization? We normally use the word interchangeably, but you are the person who told us that no, these are two different things. What is digitization and how is it different from digitalization?
The product which we are dealing with in the Middle East and Africa and now in India, we are the distributor of Condenver's document management system from Computing USA. The product is today 30-year-old, and I'm doing working with computing today, doing Condenver's for the last 20 years. And I started my career back in Bangalore on Condenver's. It was just a concept selling. I had a lot of clients over there, then back in moved over here. Even after 20 years, when I go to several customers, they say, oh, it's a very innovative idea.
Hmm.
And this is super. I'm still selling a concept, but it has to be the other way. They're supposed to just call me and say, Sevi, I need it. So this digitization is nothing but every organization, when they start their business, day one onwards, they're all running behind CRM, HRMS or ERP. Immediately after the ERP, the first thing they have to have it in their system, in their organization, is a document management system. Because ERPs, the more business grows in, they're all getting documents. Managing, searching, filing, retrieving it and storing takes a lot of space. But if they incorporate a document management system at the first level itself and start digitizing the documents into a system, then once the team is the team is aware of it and they are adapted to that, then they gradually hate papers. Today, most of the people work on paper. Papers are floating from one table to the another. That we want to avoid it. So that when it reaches to that level, they can do the signatures online. They can validate the document online. So that is where the digitalization comes into picture. The first is digitization for this region, where people must be adapting to that. Then automatically digitalization follows with workflow approvals and digital signatures, etc.
When you talked about digitization, that is taking the physical document to an electronic form, uh, my question will be, do you think this is a costly solution? Because when I talk to people around, when I talk to small businesses around, they have a concern regarding digitization is a costly affair. And that is the reason we are not moving in. What's your thought? Whether it's a costly solution or how exactly to go about it?
They have to think as a business owner. As I said my first statement, if they might had purchased the system when they started the organization, they might have not had any papers in their office. They think about this only when their document room and warehouse get filled. Now they're already spending a rent per square feet here, Dubai or any other region. The rent per square feet is not cheap. Just ask them to calculate the amount they have already spent in the last 10, 15, 20 years storing these documents, never retrieved, lying in their warehouse. How much was that cost? So that piled up, and today the volume have increased. And when they digitize it, they have to pay per image, which is accumulating a cost for that. But today, if they clear that room, I know we have cleared so many warehouses, which was an average of 150,000 to 200 to 300,000 dirham annually. They were paying it for last 10 years. How much did they spend on that? How can it be costly? They are going from today onwards. They are going to save that money, and the project cost sometimes is one by third of that. So it's never a costly thing. They didn't do it on time. Now they have to pay for it.
Do it on time, otherwise pay for it. Very good suggestion. Do you think also the retrieval of information, if the document is not digited, the retrieval becomes difficult? I mean, because some documents required. Now corporate tax is there. 7 years is the documentation which you have to keep in with you. 10 years for real estate you have to keep. So it's a long period. Even if that recovery, DMS can help, because DMS getting a physical document sometimes becomes really, really bad.
Today, people know the concept, but a lot of people don't know whom to approach. Lot of people are scanning it one by one, renaming it and putting into their shared drive or cloud, and they're saying we are already digitizing everything. No, physical documents are easy to review, rather dumped into a shared folder. To open it, the way you scan and rename and store, the way I do, is entirely different. So when you need, or your auditor needs a document, or somebody from your organization, again the dependency becomes more, and they have to go and click on multiple folders to get that. No, but in a document management system, documents are well structured and stored. You have your branches across the regions, across multiple countries, multiple departments. Even if a person moves out, what happens normally? They must first take a backup and understand where this person have stored it. No. Here, even if a person moves out, the next person comes in, the documents are stored into document management system in a structured manner. A lot of people feel that, oh, scanning and putting a document is something a document management system. No, that even in ERP, in CRMs, in HRMs, hospital information system, that facilities are already available. But still people are not using because it's a time consuming. Here we do documents in bulk. Automatically it captures OCR, barcode, QR code, captures the main content, talks to the ERP or CRM, HRMs, pull the metadata value against that, even though that's not been printed and stored into the system. So you can search on any of these index metadata value, or DMS allows you to even search on the content inside a scanned image or a PDF or even on an AutoCAD drawing. You can highlight a particular area, you can do digital signature, you can put stamps, you can highlight a particular area, as well as you can split a PDF, you can merge a PDF, you can hide a particular area where you want to print, email a document directly from the system without even asking, without even depending anybody.
One thing I noted, uh, when you talk about DMS, your energy goes a different level. I mean, that is something which was mesmerizing to see. You talked about something called OCR. What is this OCR factor? Does it actually help? Because you talked about OCR in terms of content and scanning. What is this exactly OCR is?
OCR is the optical character recognition. Any printed matter which you are capturing, that's the OCR technology. Now, you might have seen in several uh, purchase orders or invoices or slips, some people use barcode for the invoice number. Some people use the QR code, where not just one value, multiple values can be embedded to that. So our system, whatever the customer have it, we take that, whether it has to be printed matter to be captured where there is no a barcode or QR code, we capture that, which is the OCR capturing the unique number, talk to the ERP. If it's a barcode, we capture barcode technology is 10 times faster than OCR capturing. And then the QR code, which have 10 fields which we want. We can ask the customer to embed that, or their suppliers can embed that, so that we just have to capture the QR code. We get all those values automatically and put it into the document management system, this document along with this metadata.
Wow, something which I picked up and I learned today. I always understood barcode and QR code, but difference is barcode shows a single value,
Yeah.
and in QR we can store 10, 15 fields if we want.
Yes.
Interesting.
Barcode can have multiple values. If you see, some of the barcodes are too long.
Mhm.
When you incorporate more fields to that, more values to that, it becomes too long.
Then QR code comes into and you
Absolutely.
can do
QR
it.
code takes only a small space in your paper.
That's a learning for me. I use the words interchangeably. Now at least I know that these are two different things. On that note, let me move on. You talked about that, yes, you do it in a structured way and you do also in a very fast way of scanning.
Yes.
How does that happen? I mean, because normally we do the scan and it takes time to scan the entire document and then place it in the folder. Why you said it's a faster process?
We have the infrastructure for doing bulk scanning. One of the scanner that we use is Kodak 5860, which can scan 300,000 pages in 10-hour shift.
300,000 pages in a 10-hour shift,
Yes.
which is basically you are talking about 30,000 pages in an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when that is one side, but our scanners are all double side, so average we can get 500,000 images, because we bill in images, and we can get an average of 500,000 images in 10 hours, and these scanners can run for 365 24 hours. That is one scanner. Likewise, we have another model which can do 160,000 pages per 10-hour shift. So that can give an average of 300 to 320,000 images. So based on the customer requirement of the volume they give us for digitization, we put our infrastructure in the customer place, and then we scan it together, 500 or 1,000 batch each. We process it through our software, and it automatically captures OCR barcode, QR code, take the main value, talk to the ERP at the same time, break it into multiple sets, whatever set it was, and push it into document management system in the respective folder automatically without any manual intervention.
Tell me something. We are sitting this on this location and this is full of papers
Yeah.
which needs to be scanned.
Yeah.
With that kind of speed, how much time you will need to scan all the documents? This space where we are sitting up to the stage, these are the documents.
A maximum half an hour to 45 minutes.
Half an hour to 45 minutes, I think my team will take ages to complete it. That's the kind of power you are carrying with the DMS. Let's move on. From the DMS, you talked about OCR. Does this software, after we have the DMS solution along with the OCR and this fast scanning, this data also helps in data analytics? But is that software can your software be integrated with the data analytics to get those different parameters, or how does it go about it?
Absolutely, yes. A lot of my customers are doing that because they are using a financial system, they are using ERP system, they are using van sales systems, they are using warehouse management system. Now, for a trading company or FMCG retail distribution company, they use multiple systems. Data are spread across. We bring that document, we pull the metadata value from the respective applications to the central system, which is the document management system. Now the data are available in the central. They can do whatever they want. They can take the reports against to that by putting some script and programs and use that as data analytics.
Moving on, if I have to ask a question on this, is DMS is not a solution. You might be having competitors in the market. Whom do you consider competition?
There are so many competitors, any product, anybody, including I will have another competitor. So likewise, for every product in the market, there are competitors. But what is unique in you? What is you're specialized into? That always makes you stand out from your competition.
Your specialization is your smile and your open open arms with which you welcome all. That is something which I love about you, Sevi. Uh, Moving on, do you think in this market now VAT has come in? Corporate tax is also there. I just in few minutes back I talked about 7 years or 10 years of documents which you have to store. Do you think the companies should start considering this document management system, or still uh, they should uh, keep on the keep on the paper document or paper trail with them, or directly move into digitalization, that is start the workflows and everything on the system? What's your take on it? How, what the life cycle or journey should look like? First digitization, then digitalization, or straight away digitalization?
In two sectors. One, number one, when the VAT was implemented 2018, the government announced you have to store for 5 years. Within 5 years, they themselves were not able to cover the entire region, and companies over here, it is not easy to cover the entire region. Then, when they brought the corporate tax, they mentioned it's for 7 years. Who will have space to store that 7 years documents? So it's always better to start from the day one along with the system they implement. So digitalization is what I strongly recommend, so that they don't have to do the digitization later. Day one onwards, the documents are there in a document management system and in the ERP. The documents float between that. Then where is the paper documents coming in? They can save a lot of things. And that's what I always recommend. That's why we say always as a motto, go paperless and not at the end from the day one.
Talking about, yes, day one is the optimum solutions to have it, but many organizations, since we are sitting in 2025, 2018 is long back, 7 years is already gone. There are so many documents. What is your suggestion after these DMS systems, after these scannings have been done, the metadata has been created, scan retrieval is easy. All these physical papers, we still have to keep it, or still we have to have the same space completely cluttered with the papers? Or you think after your scanning, I will also save on that part?
90%.
90% is I will save.
Yes, Cube Innovators are magicians for our clients, because today these documents are stored in warehouses in box files. A box file can accommodate 250 to 300 pages. And if you see the space that is being utilized for the box files, what we do after digitization, these documents, we remove all the box files and put it into a Ziploc pouch. A pouch can accommodate 600 to 800 pages. That means 2.5 to 300 box file content can be brought down to a 30 fils pouch from a 30 dirham 3 box files. What is the ROI of that? And we don't keep again to the racking system, we archive it into a carton box. And for that 800 pages, imagine it can be 500 sets. All the 500 sets will be automatically assigned the carton box number and the pouch number. So use it anywhere in the world. If you search for a document, our system will tell that document is available in the warehouse in the carton box number 25, bundle number 11. At least you know whether you have the physical document. When it comes to a legal case, the auditors today give a lot of testimonies from most of the groups, the internal auditors and external auditors. They don't have to ask anybody. Otherwise, as you are a chartered accountant, when your team goes for auditing, the entire finance room, entire conference room are blocked for chartered accountants. They are there. Auditors are here. So we are all busy. Auditor is asking that plus this plus this. No, not even a single person is required to do any auditing. And for auditors, what's the beauty? Today, if you are billing for 20 days of man days to go and do an audit in an organization, I guarantee or we guarantee you, you can finish the same thing in 5 days and you can bill the rest of the things to another customer.
Ooh, that's really interesting. Let me understand physically. We talked about this. It's completely full paper here.
Yeah.
After you do this documentations and put it in the different pouches, what is the size we will need, and papers will be completely
Just
done?
1/10 of the space.
This space you will complete everything, and it was
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Amazing.
We
That's
did
that
that
is.
recently, not recently, several customers. Recently, one of the retail giant back in Kerala, we did that for only one of their entity. It was 20,000 square feet in their warehouse where they were struggling to expand, having another 20 or 30,000 square feet. We removed that 20,000 square feet worth of space of documents which was lying over there to another corner area, and that area was cleared in 2 days. They filled the gap in just 2 days with stock. So just calculate the ROI, what they got it, what is the benefit they got it.
You turned the cost center, that location which was stored in terms of paper, into a profit center. Reason being, now you are in storing an inventory there, and this is for one of the largest retails. Amazing. That is something really really phenomenal. Talking about this success, based on your experience, what are the fears which these corporates carry, considering yes there is a ROI in terms of if you start early, you are saving space, your cost center becomes a profit center because you are able to store the inventory, and you are able to faster recover the documents in case of a legal case or auditor or requirement from the government. What is the fears which is stopping these organizations to move to these solutions?
If you go and approach the right person who is from the management side, the decisions are taken immediately. But when my team goes and approach to a lower level, the staff feels that, oh, after this I may lose my job. But basically they're not going to lose their job, they're only going to improve their productivity, because today in a corporate world, 30% of the operation cost is wasted by wasting for filing, searching, retrieving, refiling. 30% of the operation cost we can bring it down by doing this digitization and using a document management system.
That is phenomenal saving for any organizations, and that is what you are doing. Let me ask you something. If any organizations comes to you, and there will be many CFOs, finance heads who will be hearing this podcast, and they might be thinking about it, what is the life cycle of the project which they should consider? Yes, it depends on the kind of document they want to scan and store it, but still, what is the life cycle? Will it be, because you have fast scanners, you told me 300,000 papers in 10 hours, so how much time you think it should be? A 1 month project, it should be a 6 month project, it will be a 3 years project, because ERP runs into years. So
The
timelines.
phase one is the implementation of Canonver's document management system. You name the industry, we have a client, not just one. It can be 5 to 25 minimum client customers from the same industry and vertical. So today, for Cube Innovators to implement a system, we have completed in 1 day, in 3 days, and the maximum number of days we talk about is 5 days. We can complete the implementation of our DMS system for finance, HR, legal department.
5 days, you said?
Yes, 5 days. After that, it's the digitization comes into picture. Digitization may take based on the volume. If it's 1 million, 1 to 2 months, 2 to 3 million, 1.5 to 2 months, because it goes for production.
None of the project will cross over year.
Based on, we have one of the project that we did for one of the major hospital over here. It was 44 million records to be digitized.
44 million records to be digitized. And how much time it
The contract was for 1.5 years. The customer thought it will not even get over in 2 years, so they kept the contract for 1.5 years so that the vendor can complete or they can penalize for that. But we finished that in 1 year.
you completed in 1 year? That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, we have a lot of testimonies from the management level, and the CEO of that company works as a steering committee member of another group who is still in touch because he respects for that.
Wow. You are only in UAE and India, or you are working out of, you have expanded across somewhere in GCC?
UAE, we call it as our head office. We have our direct presence, branches, or team across the Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait. Saudi, I have my team. India, I have my office, our India regional office, and a big team, including my back office. And Egypt, recently, we have tied up with a partner to jointly work together and start an organization.
So any MNCs who have presence in 3 4 jurisdiction, you can take care of that. Okay, that's really really interesting, Sebi. I loved about it. I loved your product, and I always tell you about it that yes, this product will do wonders, because I have dealt with DMS in 2011, and it was really costly. And you are the person who changed my notion. You said it's all about the return on investment, And you are not a chartered accountant, still you are talking about ROI. That's really interesting.
Never been a costly thing, because if a management or a CFO looks at the number of staff members they have, look at the number of overtime charges you're paying, and when you overlook into that, no anybody can complete their work in 6 hours in this region, rather sitting for 8 hours or 10 hours. The balance hours daily basis, they're wasting their time for this activity, which is filing, sorting, segregating, refiling, retrieving, keeping it back.
Interesting. If we want to save time, and I'm actually considering for my organization, if we want to save time, yes, something as DMS, we'll look forward to it. I'll talk about it separately, not on this table, how to go about it.
Anytime, we are there to help you.
But let's have some fire. I mean, we are talking about your solutions. I want to know you more as a person. Which three leaders you look forward to meet? Maybe from past, maybe present, your choice. Who you think will influence you and make you a better person? You are already a great soul, a kind soul. But three leaders from your perspective.
Ratan Tata was one among them, because he was a visionary leader, and the way he brought the Tata Group into the next level. Elon Musk, who brings the world today the things that you can't even imagine, can make it happen. And even Microsoft, you have
Bill
seen
Gates.
how Bill Gates, how he brought Microsoft today to the world. So these are some of the visionary leaders which I always follow, admire them, and how did they grow from zero to this level.
You want to be Bill Gates of DMS solutions?
Nothing like that. Yes, of course, nothing wrong. Where you are specialized on, you have to be strong at that.
Moving on, if I have to ask you a question, any book you will recommend for our audiences that yes, you should go through it, that actually made a difference after reading it?
I follow Brian Tracy. I've read a book, No Excuse.
Hmm. No
Because
excuse.
no excuse.
And you never excuse yourself after that.
No. Excuse is just an excuse.
Excuse is just a excuse.
Excuse for not doing things which I don't like. Whether it's me or even my team members, I say, please don't give me excuses. Because that book, you will get an idea how you have to be organized, what you have to be done in a proper manner to grow yourself. And that's really impressed me a lot, and it's really a nice book to read.
If we write a biography on you, what will the title of your book you will suggest?
Dreamers to doers,
Dreamers to doers.
the entrepreneur journey of mine.
Any tagline, if you I have say, give to your organization, Cube Innovators. It's already innovator is a word there, innovation is there, but still a tagline, small tagline to connect. What will that tagline be?
We call it as Go Paperless as a tagline, which is easy for people to say, but yes, do it today, don't wait for tomorrow.
Do it today, don't wait for tomorrow, because go paperless is also the objective of Dubai government. They want all the government departments to go paperless. Are you dealing with Dubai government, any of the Dubai government departments?
A few departments, because we were mostly concentrating in the private sector, and we were getting more clients from that. So we have few from the government sector, but mostly we were concentrating on the private sector.
Sebi, let's play one round. Breaking the myth.
Okay.
I'll put a statement. Let me know it's a fact or it's a myth.
Okay.
With your thoughts, whatever you want to. My first statement is you need a groundbreaking idea to build a successful business.
Yes,
Fact or myth?
it's a fact. As I mentioned earlier, if you have a dream, you have to achieve it. So every day morning, what I think about is, what is that I have to achieve today? And am I on track? And then I follow that to make sure that day is a successful day for us to achieve our goals.
Networking is overrated. Great products sell themselves.
It's a myth,
Why?
because everybody needs the right solution for the right pain areas. Because we, as solution providers, I've seen that several places, when we try to sell, the companies try to squeeze, say, what is your discount? What is the discount? No, today we go back to the management and say, We are giving a solution, not a software. This solution is for the pain area where you are spending a lot of money unnecessarily. We are helping you to cut down your cost of operation. So, yes, it is a myth where they have to be done.
Business still need a warehouse or office space after implementing DMS.
Not necessary. Because today in UAE, the government itself, the VAT authority, have amended the article telling that they are ready to accept electronic documents. So why do you need to keep documents? Yesterday, I was with one of the group HR department, and I was asking, how many employees do you have? He said, we have 2,000 to 2,500 employees. The next question was, how many ex-employees do you? Oh, so we don't ask me that. Maybe for the last 15, 20, 30 years, maybe 5,000, 7,000 employees. I said, are you still storing these documents in your document room? Yes. Why do you need that? Even the current employees who are working with them for 8 years, 10 years, they're still storing their 10-year-old CV, 10-year-old passport, every 2 years, Emirates ID copy. What is the purpose? Why do you need that? You don't have to. So 80% of the documents which is lying in this document room and warehouses are of no use. You can easily digitize it and shred it so at least you have a copy of that. And that's a backup as well. Whether it is rain or fire, you have a backup of those documents and access anytime from anywhere.
Next, business needs deep pockets to start a DMS solution.
No, they don't need. The solution that we are giving them is cost is less than an employee for lifetime. First year is only the investment. Second year onwards, where is the cost coming in? The savings is only increasing. The return of investment on that. Because today, if we give something, we tell them, we guarantee to a corporate 500,000 to 2 million in the next 6 months. You didn't get it from the solution that we are offering. I can give my solution free of cost. That's the level of guarantee we are giving because we know at each industry and each vertical where are they spending more unnecessary money for doing this activity. We guarantee you that today.
Next one, Cube Innovators is a lifesaver.
100 percentage. This is being told, or this kind of statements and testimonies was given by several CFOs, CEOs, GMs, and VPs today.
Last two myths, and that is about you. To start a company on tech, you need deep pockets.
Not necessary. As we said, we started with two people. We didn't had any deep pockets where we pulled out money. We didn't have taken any loan as of today. No finance commitments to any banks or anybody. It's we took our efforts to grow from the scratch and we invested that money again back to hire more people. You need good, powerful team. That is your deep pocket.
Powerful team is deep pocket. Last one, again to you as an entrepreneur, work life balance is only a textbook word for an entrepreneur.
That has to be there. You must really need a work life balance today. It's not easy because you have to manage your office, you manage your family. You need a proper work life balance because you have to plan that properly. The day, how you want to, whom you want to meet, what you want to do. If you set that, as I mentioned, my 45 days travel plan is set. I cannot change it.
But do you think work takes a lot more time than the family time is getting compromised as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, when you are in a growing stage, yes, you have to spend more time on traveling and business, and as an entrepreneur, you have to do it. But I got that permission for 3 years. I told my family, my wife, Anu, and kids, Rohan and Rihanna, this is what I'm going to be 3 years. I have to take to make sure that I'm growing to the next level and then stabilizing over there. That means a lot of time and effort required. With permission from their side, yes. And it is, yes, we have to compromise a lot, really, if you want to grow to the next level.
One message which you want to give from here, from this podcast room, to Rohan and Rehana, what will it will be? And you can look at the camera and say, that's two of them. if you want to say from here, which you don't want to say in front, what that message will be?
Do your best, grow as much as you can, and achieve your dreams. What you have your dreams, achieve that. I'm always there to support you. Thank you.
You were awarded a Doctor of Philosophy in Business Management. How has this influenced your business strategy?
It gives a lot of influence when I sit with entrepreneurs. It's a business management, how to grow your business to the next level. Today, I share that experience and thought process to the BNI members or anybody who comes to me. I share that experience and say, do this activity. And I share only those success stories which I had it in my life and in my business which we have implemented. And not all the ideas that I have implemented in my business can be the same for your business. So I always say, try it out. If it works, it's good. If it doesn't work, let's brainstorm for the second and third option. Always have 3 or 4 options available with you when you take a decision or when you want to do something. Option A, option B, option C.
So, KBC, you are playing with your businesses. What is the next course you are planning to do? Because I am sure you are not stopping after Doctor Philosophy. You might be having something in your brain going on. What is the next course you are planning to do in your
Two
journey?
courses which is pending from my side. One is the AI to learn and adapt to the AI, where Anu is fully engaged into that today. Her system and phone knows what exactly she's asking. So same thing. She has also taken a couple of courses. Even I have to take in small courses, but that's not enough to be upgrading with the latest one. Then marketing management, triple M course which I'm planning from IM or IT, where online course which I have to do it.
Any advice which you want to give to a 20-year-old guy, because you train so many young talents meet? What advice you will give to a 20-year
There
old?
is nothing that is not possible. If you dream it, go and get it done.
What advice you will give to yourself if you are 20 years? What you want to change in your journey if you go back?
Do it as much as you can. Still, you have your energy. There will be a lot of negative thoughts coming in, a lot of people saying, don't do it. But if you are confident that you can do that, go ahead with that and try it out. I always try, if I get a good idea, I try to implement it and see whether it works. 90 percentage it works. 10 percentage it doesn't work, you don't have to worry. Take it out from not doing it further. And I give the same advice to all the entrepreneurs whom I meet. And it's a comfort zone basically. People are comfort zone, they feel they want to be only in this territory, but everybody have a dream to expand their business to other countries, but they have a fear. Recently, we took 3 or 4 entrepreneurs along with me for one of the BNI Bahrain event, and I've took them to my prospects and clients, given them an opportunity to talk about their products and service. Everybody needed, but that comfort zone to go out of the country was the only barrier for them. Today, they are all ready to travel with me to any country to join with me and starting their operations in other countries. That's where I love to see the entrepreneurs growing their business.
You have always been a leader. You always influence and make them learn from you. One last question before I close this podcast today. Where do you see Cube Innovators in next 5 years?
To the next level, our dream is under the sun anywhere in this world we can take the distribution ship because we have more people than our principal team. Our dream is to now expand to the Africa region, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore. Also, we wanted to have a direct office and presence.
Lovely meeting you, Sebi. I know yes, till yesterday you were on travel, and today you are sitting here with me. Leaving your family at home is something which you as a friend can only do. You actually value relationship. You are a kind soul, and it was lovely having you here in the podcast. See you Unplugged. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Special thanks. I have to take this opportunity to thank my family as well because every week I travel to one country. They miss me a lot, but they know what my dreams are. They're all part of my achievement. They're putting a lot of efforts. They are compromising a lot of in their life, missing their dad, but they know where their dad wants to be today, or they want to take Cube Innovators to be. And that's what my journey today with Cube Innovators.
I'm looking forward. We'll have one more podcast when you have reached your dream, and there we'll talk about what you loved about your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay, and thanks to ICA Dubai team for this opportunity to giving me this opportunity to sit and talk to you. Thank you.